Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I am going to be talking about my birth mother and sharing her story. She never really had any type of chance to share herself with the world, so I figured why not? Why can't I do it? So my birth mom met my biological father when they were probably like 13 years old. And they were together until she was about 19, 20 years old. And from a very young age, my mother struggled with substance abuse of every kind, pretty much. And she suffered a lot of abuse dating back to the 70s. In my previous videos, I talked about how I had court documents, and in the court documents it said that her and her mother were involved with CPS dating back since when. Another thing about my birth mom is that she really wanted a family. She just wanted a family. She just wanted to get married and be in love and all that. And so, what do you do when you really like somebody? You know. Well, my mother, with, I'm assuming, the drug abuse and history with health, that her body just couldn't function correctly, because she had 9 miscarriages before they got pregnant with me. And I was a miracle baby, as you saw in my last video. Barely came out alive. And she had to have a C-section. So my mother lived a very hard life. She didn't get dealt very good hand of cards. After everything happened with me, she kind of went off the rails, and never really recovered from that. She was in a very bad situation with people she shouldn't have been involved with, and somehow, I only know this because of family members, and luckily, again, my mom has always been honest with me and told me things, so I've known from a very young age what my mom's predicament was. So she was given a hot shot, which a lot of people don't know what that is. I didn't know what it was. It's basically battery acid. So she was with battery acid. And after that, it kind of just was downhill from there. She was pregnant with my little brother, and during her pregnancy, she kind of lost it, I guess. She had to be admitted into a mental facility to be able to continue her pregnancy and be okay physically and mentally, I guess. I don't know if that worked. But basically after that, her mind just wasn't really there. She lost custody of my little brother, and luckily he's in a loving home and has a great environment and turned out perfectly fine. Love him. But just from probably 2007 to 2019, she was just on drugs. I don't know what kind of drugs, but I am guessing it was a variety of sorts. And it was very weird because Christmas of 2018, I just had a feeling that something bad was gonna happen. Like, I just felt like it. Like, I was so paranoid at the time. But I was also going through some things with my reproductive health. So my hormones were everywhere at the time. So I was like, I don't know if I'm crazy. And I reached out to my biological father and I told him that if anything happened to Heidi, like, let me know. Call me, like, I want to know. And we discussed that or whatever, and I had found pictures of her, and I got in contact with her brother probably like end of April, and he was telling me about her and her story and different things about her and her personality and how she was. She loved animals and she was a very kind sweetheart, basically. And he sent me a photo of her because she had visited him like the weekend prior, and I will never forget what I felt when I looked at that picture, because she was 39 years old, but she looked older than my grandmother, who is 70 something. And I was just like, my heart just like sank. I was like, oh no. So, flash forward, I'm working one night and I'm supposed to be training this girl to be a hostess or whatever. Well, all of a sudden I felt like bad. So I told my manager, I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, I have to go home. Like, I can't do this right now. And I was driving home and I was probably about a block over. And my biological father calls me and he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm driving home. And he was like, call me when you get home. And I was like, okay. And when I got home, I called him and I was like, hey. And he was like, Heidi's gone. And I was just like, again, I will never forget what I felt like in that moment. But I couldn't do anything except for like scream, cry, and hit my steering wheel because I just didn't know what to do. And he told me that she had gotten hit by a train. She was spray painting the train tracks and the train was coming and it blared its horn and everything, and because there was a lady there that saw it like across the street, and she said that she looked up from spray painting and then just went back to spray painting the train tracks. And yeah, so I didn't really know how to process anything. I was in a not healthy relationship at the time, and my boyfriend didn't know how to regulate his own emotions, so how was he supposed to help me? And he would say things that weren't very helpful and were pretty hurtful, like, she was just an incubator for you. Like, why are you sad? Why are you making yourself cry? You have a mom that loves you. And like, I know that all of that stuff is true, and it kind of messed with my head a lot. And I am finally starting to actually process everything and understand my feelings. Family members from I don't even know where were reaching out to me. I was 19 years old And I just want to give my younger self a hug because I dealt with it. I got through it. It was hard. It was sad. It made me angry. Because, like I said, I kind of felt paranoid Christmas of 2018. And if I ever got in contact with her, I would save her, you know, like put her in a place where they could help her and get her sober and whatever. And then May 4th, 2019, it definitely gives a new meaning to May the 4th be with you. So I finished editing the video and I realized I needed to add one more clip. And I wanted to make a disclaimer and say that mental health is extremely important, and drug addiction, any addiction of any kind, is very serious and can be life-threatening. And I am a safe space for anyone that wants to share their feelings or needs somebody to lean on, or even just a good morning every now and then. I want everybody to receive this message clearly, okay? Are you listening? You are enough, you're worthy, and everything's gonna be okay.